this. Okay, so what you do is you go to walk, run,
Okay.
fly. Okay, and there are the forwards arrows, sideways arrows, but next to that there are two arrows up and down, which can control your height when you're flying. However, you can also use them to squat when you're walking. So you keep it held down and then you move forwards or backwards. Difficult to show us
Okay, but
without.
to use walking mode instead of flying.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to
Or
squat that much, actually. Looking at your headroom, I think your best bet is really just to accept my teleport. I admire your perseverance, but I don't think it's going to work.
Come on. Don't underestimate.
No, I'm just worried about running out of time before we've done anything. Okay, I'm going to send you a teleport. And that should bring you
Okay,
up
I got
above.
it. Okay.
Yeah? So accept the teleport. That should bring
Okay.
you... There you go. Okay. Now, take a chair that nobody's sitting on. I'm not sitting down, so I am totally invisible now. It's weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see you there.
Oh,
The cloud
I'm
again.
invisible for me. It's great. I like being the invisible teacher. You never know where I am. If I don't speak, you'll just see a little white dot moving around on the screen. I'm standing behind Traumwelt now and she doesn't know. Okay, I'm going to sit down, so don't sit on me again, Marco. Okay. I don't know why I'm sitting because I haven't even got a body. Just anyway, everybody, welcome to the crazy session. Dear me, why do I do this to myself? And we were meant to go to Bondi Beach today. I'll give you the coordinates later, maybe. And you can see where we were meant to be. But of course, we're not going to be there because I hate computers. Okay? Anyway, we're going to talk... can anybody remember what I said we were going to do today? Well, let's see if you can remember what I said last week. Pratik, you get a pass because you weren't here. What about you others? What were we going to discuss today?
As far as I know, we will talk about Australia, and you didn't find a nice picture from a kangaroo.
Okay, yes, that's from this week. Short-term memory tick. Long-term memory. Last week. What did I say last week that we were going to?
Last week we were talking about that that we will talk about the slang in Australia.
That's it, yes. Okay, last week we did the, where the bloody hell are you? Which is swearing, okay? No matter what, no matter how common it is, it's still a swear word, bloody. But this week we were going to talk about slang. Now, there are three words that people tend to get mixed up. Slang, jargon, and swearing. Okay, and what I've done, if it works, is I've edited a presentation, okay, on this particular topic. Okay, so I'd like to share the presentation with you, and we will, you can go to that and go through the presentation bit by bit, just as I go through it here, okay, or you can watch the YouTube presentation, the YouTube stream, if it's working. Not convinced anything's working today, but if it is working, then you can watch the YouTube stream as well. Okay, so it's up to you.
We have talked about why doesn't anything work right now, last night with Natasha, and now you get it.
Yeah, well,
And we have to
who did it to me?
some examples. So this is one of the examples.
Exactly. But sometimes things go wrong. That's it. It's called Murphy's Law. We've talked about Murphy's Law before. Okay. Right, on the Prezi, there is a video which I suggest you watch later if you haven't already seen it. But I'm just going to go through the actual slides in the YouTube stream. Does anybody want the YouTube stream? In fact, I better check that it's actually streaming, hadn't I? If everything's going to go wrong today. I'm worried. I'm a little worried because I was trying to download a kangaroo, a free kangaroo. Have you ever heard of anything so stupid? To upload it into this. I'm thinking, oh, what did I download? Because it didn't work. And now I'm worried I downloaded something naughty. But I'll do a quick fix when we finish this session. Okay, so let me go to my channel. Video manager. See if the stream is actually streaming. Where is it? Live streaming. Then I'll know whether it's my connection or if it's just I've balked my computer. No, I can see it. Okay, so if anybody wants stream to YouTube, so you can just watch it as I go through the Prezi, so to speak. Let me just go into here and close that for now. Here's the stream. Okay, here's the stream to YouTube. So you can do either. You can either watch it yourself as I go through it on Prezi itself, or you can watch it as I go through it on YouTube stream. Okay? So, slang, jargon and swearing. It's a little bit like doing a Venn diagram. I nearly did a Venn diagram and then I thought, well, maybe that would be more confusing. A couple of them can belong together. One doesn't. One is a standalone. Does anybody know which word wouldn't fit in with the other two? Which word stands alone between slang, jargon and swearing? Any idea?
I would say
Swearing.
we stand alone.
Okay, I heard swearing from April. Traum, I didn't hear you. What were you saying?
Yes. I also for swearing. Swearing should stand alone for itself.
Okay. Does everybody agree that swearing stands alone? You can't mix swearing in with the other two?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. Jargon kind of stands alone. Jargon. Jargon is very specialist language and doesn't usually include swearing, whereas slang and swearing often get intermingled because a lot of slang words are sometimes considered swear words. Okay, but jargon is something different. So let's go through this. Okay, as you can see, the original, I've got the link there if you want to see the original. Seems to be called slang, argon and swearing, so I thought I'd better, yes, do a little bit of editing. Okay, so the meanings. Okay, what do you understand by slang? And do you use slang? Monique?
Sure, I use slang, and let's say that are those maybe expressions that we use with friends, in a maybe informal conversation.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they are part of our daily life, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and especially in the past, there was a real division between slang and what was called proper English. If you look at the original, they actually used the term proper English, but we're much more relaxed about language now than we used to be. And often, especially in Australia, slang and proper English can kind of get mixed up. You'll find slang everywhere, but it's informal language, not part of the standard vocabulary. You've only got to look at dictionaries, though, to see how slang has become part of everyday language, because the slang there used to be separate slang dictionaries. Honestly, I can remember it was one of the most popular dictionaries at school, looking up rude words. But now you'll find them in most normal dictionaries because time has changed. Radio, television, media, they all use slang. Okay? Jargon. Who here use... Pratik, have you got voice? Can you speak today?
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent.
Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. So jargon. What do you understand by the word jargon, Pratik, and do you use it?
In English, I don't think so that now I use jargon.
Okay. If I said to you, Pratik, I'll send you a TP, would you know what I meant? Or
I don't know.
okay, no, that's good. That's fine. That's an example of jargon. Now, question to everybody else: who knows what I mean when I say I'll send you a TP? Just say
I
yes.
understand.
You will send that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
It's jargon though. Unless you've been in virtual worlds and OpenSim or Second Life for a while, when somebody says, I'll send you a TP, you're like, a tent? A native Indian tent? Of course, we mean teleport. And even teleport is jargon in a way, because you can't teleport things in real life. You can only teleport things in virtual worlds. So I'll send you a teleport, another bit of jargon. And it's like being a member of a club. Once you've got the jargon, you can have little conversations. People who've never been in a virtual world will not have a clue what you're talking about. Is it rezzing? Have I rezzed? Am I a little cloud?
Exactly. You have to listen. What's that? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're not rezzed. I'm not what? I'm not dressed? As your brain panics trying to convert this jargon. It's not swearing, it's not slang, it's just specific language for a particular purpose, normally to do with maybe an organisation, a profession, or even a hobby. Hobbies have their own jargon, and that's where you kind of need to study your own interests in order to get into the jargon of fishing and shooting or visiting virtual worlds. Okay, so if you look at the slide on the Prezi, it's a hybrid language kind of dialect, but simplified in vocabulary, grammar, and used for communication between people. Language used for a particular activity or a particular group of people. Okay, and then of course swearing. Anybody here swear? April, do you
Yes.
swear?
Bloody hell.
Okay, bloody hell, bloody right I do. Okay, now swearing is the use of offensive language, and honestly, I think I mentioned it last week, swearing varies between cultures. A swear word in one culture will not be a swear word, will not be considered offensive in another culture. Some swear words have different meanings, a literal meaning, like bitch, okay, Leica, my doggy, is a bitch, yeah, and she can be a right bitch sometimes. You ask the other dogs in the area, oh, she's such a bitch. So you've got that double meaning. One is the literal dictionary meaning, the other one is actually a swear word, and it can be used in an offensive way. Okay, so you can see that slang and swearing can kind of go hand in hand, but jargon tends to be a category of its own. And today we're going to look at slang. So when I said we're going to look at slang, I hope none of you thought we'd be going, I can't say it actually. In a private, maybe in Thursday's session, remind me to say the brownie rhyme. There's a brownie rhyme which is very funny, but it's too rude to go live on YouTube. Okay, there's a video. Don't bother watching
Lynn?
that right now. Sorry, April,
Lynn?
yes?
So a dialect language has these three kind of
Oh yeah, these three categories would go into most
Categories, yeah.
dialects. Yeah, absolutely. For example, Cockney is a dialect, okay, and it has its own swearing, it has its own jargon, and it has its own slang. Some of the slang's lovely, some of it's horrible, which is the swearing side, and the jargon, pearly kings and queens. You know, if you don't know what a pearly king or queen is, that's jargon. It's not swearing, it's not slang,
Because
but it's jargon.
yeah,
It's
because
Mhm.
like for me, it is like dialect is kind of slang. No?
I don't think it depends. I mean, there's a lot of snobbery to do with proper English, but who decides what's proper? Dialect is more a particular form of language to a social group or to a region, okay, and it's part of their language. The fact you don't understand it does not make it not proper, but it's not standard. It's non-standard language, okay? But it's not necessarily slang, no. Slang's much more informal, okay? Maybe I'll think about adding dialect to this list, April. Okay?
Lynn,
Yes,
the
Traum.
SMS language, as we know nowadays, would you call that slang? It's a kind
Oh,
of
that's
slang?
interesting. Is SMS slang? It's more, yeah, it is informal. Indeed, it is informal, but it's turning into its own language in its own right. It's more lingo, I would say. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to expand this presentation, aren't I? Lingo. Oh dear. I mean, these things can go off into so many different branches. So lingo is like a local dialect, and in some ways the internet is like a region almost, where it's developed its own language. I don't think it can be considered slang anymore. It's in the dictionaries. In fact, some people are even calling emoji a new language. So like the hieroglyphs. Okay, you had the hieroglyphs in Egypt, which were just pictorial language. And that's where our emojis are going. They're becoming so sophisticated. But in some ways, we're taking a step back a few centuries. Okay, so slang is informal language, and we usually, as Monique quite rightly said, it's normally used when we're talking to people we know well. For example, does anybody know who isn't looking at the presentation, do you know what gobsmacked means? If I say, I was gobsmacked. Do you know what gob means? Gob. Somebody once called me gobby. Any idea what they were saying? Gob? Yes? No? Remember, I can't see the text at the moment because I'm screen sharing. Maybe I should split my computer screen back. Hang on. Let me see about doing that. Oh, hang on. Let me just escape. Okay. I'll drag you all over here so I can see. Yeah, not to eat. No. Okay. Okay. Traum, take the mic.
The mic was a fault for my.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, as I said, I couldn't. I've split you across my screens now, so I should be able to see your messages now. Okay. Gob isn't to eat. Gob is actually mouth. It's slang for your mouth. Okay.
So gobsmacked means surprised?
Yeah. Shocked.
Astonished?
Surprised. So, in other words, somebody smacked you in your mouth, so you're shocked, surprised. I was gobsmacked. I was so surprised.
In Australia, right?
No, this is actually pretty much standard English now, to be gobsmacked.
Okay.
What if I said to you, Rayma? What if I said to you, Rayma, we need a chin wag?
Maybe we are in chin wag.
A chin wag, yes.
Chin wag. Maybe to have some debate or something.
That's pretty good. Yeah, well done. Yeah, pretty good. It just means we need to talk. We need to chat.
To talk. Okay.
Yeah, I was chin wagging with Rima. It just means, because if you think about it, to wag like the tail of a dog, to move, and when you speak, your chin moves. Yeah, so a chin wag. And what if I said Traumwelt? What if I said April is minted? What does that mean? What would that mean? April is so minted.
Oh, April. Minted?
Minted. No, not at all, April. I think you'll think I wish. April is... Oh, Pratik's crashed. Oh, dear. So, April is minted. It just means she's got lots of money. She's rich. So, not a bad thing at all, April. If you think about it, money is pressed, especially coins, at the mint. Yeah? So when money's made, it's at the mint. It's printed at the mint. So to be minted means you've got lots of it. Maybe tomorrow after the Euro draw, maybe the lottery draw. Is there a lottery draw tonight?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, yes.
What do you do in with coins? You put it in mint. What did you say?
Yeah, the mint. The London Mint.
Okay.
The Royal Mint. That's where the coins come from. That's where they're minted. Okay? So to mint a coin, totally illegal, by the way. If it's not legal tender, you're being naughty. But I think that's where that slang term comes from. Okay. Now, swearing, I mean, swearing's been around forever. Okay. But it's often considered rude. And it's only recently that it's been acceptable to swear in public and to swear on television and even swearing in books. Okay. But 5,000 years ago, researchers found examples of swearing. But swear words actually change. Okay. And if you look at the presentation, you can look up 3 very old swear words that, honestly, if I said to you, be jabbers, it's not a swear word anymore. And then jargon. We've got jargon in different professions, especially professions. Of course, we've got jargon here in virtual worlds. There's jargon in teaching. There's so much jargon in linguistics. I told Macmillan Education off the other day for using jargon, and they actually, bless them, I didn't expect them to, but they actually changed the YouTube video description because it was so full of jargon, and yet it was meant to be aimed at people who needed to learn this stuff rather than... If it's aimed at other fellow linguists, fine, use the jargon. If it's aimed at people who need to learn about a subject or a profession, don't use jargon. So you've got political jargon like battle bus. If I said to you, it was on the side of the battle bus, any ideas what I mean?
In the side of what? Sorry.
It was on the side of the battle
Side.
bus. Honestly, this has been used a lot today for particular reasons, being the date, 29th of March, write it in your diaries. Okay, the battle bus is used by politicians to drive around the country. Okay, so during Brexit, the Brexit battle bus promised £350 million a week to the NHS. It was a complete and utter lie, like most of Brexit scaremongering, but it was a lie. But it was there on the side of this bus they were using to travel up and down the country to sell the idea of Brexit. And so that's become political jargon now, the battle bus. Everybody on the battle bus. It just means get on the bus that we're using to transport our team. Okay? And specifically in politics. Code 8. What if I said to you, Code 8? It's a Code 8. How would you react? Traum, what are you going to do for me? It's a Code 8 Traum. Not bad. I think my tone of voice maybe helped. Not so much watch out as come and help me. Come and help me. But only police officers would understand that. Yeah, danger. I'm in danger. I need assistance. Code 8. So police use jargon a lot. Technology. 802.11 AC. Any idea? 802.11 AC? We need Aladdin. Wi-Fi, basically. But it allows people to, it's still communicating, yeah? And you can keep that communication between you in a group. It's like a little secret language that you developed as a child, maybe, to keep the teachers out. Okay, there's a little quiz at the end of the presentation. And if you want the answers, then you can ask on the forum, okay? But I thought that would kind of give you a better idea of what the differences are between slang, swearing and jargon. But today we're going to look at some Australian slang. Now, let's start with strine. Strine. What is strine? Anybody? Open question.
Could you give us some hint?
Okay, do you speak strine?
Do you?
Do you speak strine? Obviously not.
Is it honest?
No, it just means Australian English is called strine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it is slang for Australian English. And it's slang because it comes from saying Australian quickly, okay, and with the accent. Australian, strine, Australian. I'm not very good at accents, as you know. Okay, and it's very nasal. The Australian accent, if you listen to broadcasters, if you listen to presenters, unless they're trying to sound British, which is a terrible thing to do in Australia. You really shouldn't, guys, but some do. Some people really still love the Queen. But yes, it's a nasal accent. Okay, so if I said to you, April, I'll see you this Arvo, what am I saying?
This evening, maybe?
Ooh, not quite. If I write it...
Afternoon.
Yay, well done. Yeah, a lot of slang in strine is just shortened words, okay? So afternoon, arvo, I mean it should be arfo, but I suppose that sounds, or afro, no, afro's already taken. So arvo became afternoon, okay? And Monique, if I said to you, oh, yeah, there's a test next week, you need to have a go, what would that mean?
We need to have a go.
Yeah, have a go. Oh, hang on, sorry, cut and paste's gone a bit awry. Copy and paste, please. Yeah, have a go. Now, arvo, not so much in the UK. Have a go, yeah. Absolutely. Go on, have a go. Just have a go. But of course we don't always say it like that. We don't always say each word as a beautifully constructed individual sound. It all runs on together. Okay, everybody knows this one. So if I invite you to a Barbie...
A barbecue?
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, because we did do the barbecue. And that's also come across into the English language, the British English language, okay? We like saying, let's have a Barbie. Why? When? Well, the sun's shining.
Where?
Yeah, here,
Where?
here.
Where?
Here, now.
It was late. Yeah.
I did try to find the barbecue area, but I couldn't. I've hidden it too well somewhere. There is one on this sim, but I couldn't actually find it. Maybe I've buried it with all the changes I made. But absolutely, I'm up for that. No, it's over here. I can find it. So we can all go and have a Barbie after the session.
another meaning, like maybe a girl that
A Barbie girl.
wears like the doll Barbie.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a
Like a
Barbie
Barbie doll.
girl in a Barbie world. Context, of course, is very key. Okay. And if I said to you, Traum, are you coming to my barbecue? Are you coming to the Barbie?
Yes, I want to come to your barbecue.
Beaut. Okay, what did that mean?
Cute.
Beaut. Beaut.
That's good. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's short for beautiful, but they often say it when they just think something's great, fantastic, great, super. I'll see you there. Beaut. Awesome. Yes, exactly. Now, those of you who've been to any sessions with Zom, and especially her sessions, I'm not sure because I haven't listened to the whole thing, but the session she did on her trip to Australia, should know this one. I'll meet you at the Bottle-O. Oh, we'll need to go to the Bottle-O before we go to the Barbie. Where are we going?
Do you mean before we go to a barbecue? Where?
Yeah, we need to go to the Bottle-O before the Barbie.
Yes, and we go in a shop, buy
to buy some liquor.
Yes. The Bottle-O. Okay, before we have a Barbie. We've got to go and buy some beer. Okay, so we need to go to the Bottle-O before we have a Barbie. And it's basically bottle shop. In the UK, we'd say off license. You thought the loo. Maybe that's after the Barbie, April. Now, Barbie, you wrote grouse? Grouse? What was that in connection?
That word I often heard. I think grouse, great.
Oh, I've not heard grouse. No, that's a new one for me. To grouse, for me, is to complain. Stop. And it's a bird. I don't think it's a bird that complains a lot. It's a game bird. Maybe that's its complaint. But also to grouse itself. And that's why you'll sometimes see signs where there's a low ceiling or a low door in the UK. You'll see a sign, grouse or duck. And it means duck or grouse. Makes no sense, grouse or duck. Duck or grouse, which means lower your head or you'll be complaining because you will bang your head. If you see that sign anywhere, it means you've got a low ceiling coming or a low doorway. Duck or grouse, because to duck means to lower yourself, to duck down. It's also the name of a bird, and to grouse means to complain. It's also the name of a bird. Okay.
I had to do it before when I was underneath the
Yes,
laminate.
that's it. But you couldn't quite duck enough. Which wasn't ducky, I know. Anyway, I guess we won't have grouse on the Barbie, but we can have a chook. What are we going to have?
Could you repeat it, please, Liz?
Okay. Well, we won't have grouse on the Barbie, but we can have a chook. Yes, well done, April. A chicken. Chook is a chicken. Yeah? Who's bought the chook? A great favourite. Guaranteed to poison at least 2 people at every barbecue. Chicken. Okay. And if we're going to go, then we'd better bring the esky. Any idea what we've got to bring? If I tell you, Rima, if I say to you, bring the esky, Rima, what am I talking about?
Bring the whiskey.
No, not almost the drinks, but more important. Yeah, the drinks might be there. Not ice cream. You're getting there. Not salad. Esky. Think about what it might sound a little bit like.
Desert.
Dessert.
Dessert, no, not meat. These all might be in the esky.
Like the cooler?
Yeah,
Like-
that's it.
Uh,
Well done. Absolutely. Yeah, the cooler. The drinks cooler. Oh, where am I going? Help. I don't know why I moved forward then, but I did. Oh, sorry, Marco. Sorry, Rima. Very difficult to see where I am as a little cloud, to be honest. Okay. So, yeah, the esky is a drinks cooler or chilled. I'm trying to find it. I know I've got a yeah. So drinks chiller. I'd call it the cooler, but an Australian would call it the esky. Okay, and short for anybody? Esky. Probably not very PC. No? Eskimo. So Eskimos live in cold places, so they call it an esky. As I say, probably not very PC.
it makes sense.
Okay, and if I said to you, Rima's fair dinkum, what would that mean? What would you know about Rima if I said to you he's fair dinkum?
Fair income.
Fair dinkum. Am I insulting you? Or am I being nice? Any ideas if I say Rima's fair dinkum? Does it sound
Maybe
nice?
nice.
Honest, be fair, honest.
Yes, exactly. Fair dinkum means if something's dinkum, it's describing someone who is honest, and fair dinkum means genuine and real. Yeah. Oh, he's a fair dinkum bloke. Okay.
Oh, thanks, Lynn.
Yay, you're welcome. Okay, Reem is trying to join us, and she won't be able to find us because we're not in our normal place. See if we can get her over here. Okay, so of course we might not want to go to the Barbie because the footy's on. Rima especially might not want to go to the Barbie because the footy's on. Yay, that's it. Well done, April. Yeah, the footy. They don't call it football. And again, that one's come across into English. The footy. I'm watching the footy. Oh, no, I don't want to go to the Barbie. I'm watching the footy. It sounds silly, I know, but that's
They
slang
said it
for
also
you.
in France. In
Yes,
France,
le foot.
le foot. Yeah.
Okay. And something that might annoy us at the Barbie are the mozzies.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes,
Well,
yeah.
yes.
And again, mozzies has come over into British English as well. Oh my God, the mozzies here are terrible. Mozzie. It's much better than mosquito. Mozzie. Because it's, like you said, Monique, kind of sounds like they do. Zzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, buzz. Good on ya. What does that mean? I just said to Monique, good on ya.
Good guess, maybe.
Almost. You could say it's not just when you go when you're guessing. So, Pratik, well done. You made it back. Good on you.
Good on you.
Not good morning. Yeah, it's short for good
Well
on
done.
you.
Well done.
Well done. Exactly. Well done. Yes.
Yeah.
Good on you, April. Good on you, Rima. Good on you, Monique. It just means well done. So yes, it could have meant good guess, but it's much more general than that. Yeah. I'll bring the beer. Good on you. Who's got the esky? I have. Good on you. Okay, now before we're going to go in our ute to the Barbie. So how are we getting to the Barbie? Yes, exactly. It's a praise. Exactly, Pratik. Yes, it means well done. But an Australian would say it, and I have heard British people say it. because we do get this crossover with culture. We get Neighbours, we get Home and Away, we get, oh gosh, what's that thing? I don't know, it's some Dr. So-and-so. I don't watch much soapy stuff, but this all comes from Australia, so the language comes over, and before you know it, the young people who watch it at school, it gets all mingled up in the language, it makes the language richer, and before you know it, you're thinking, is this person British or Australian? Okay, so we're going to go to the Barbie in the ute. How are we getting there?
The vehicle? Or what?
Yeah, so we're in a car park, and I'll say to you, everybody get into the ute. Which vehicle are you going to get into? Yep. Which one?
But like a sub or maybe a truck, or no, truck is
It's not bad. It's a pickup truck. It's called a ute.
okay.
Now, this is a problem between British English and Australia. I keep wanting to say American. British English and Australian English, because ute in British English stands for something else. So, my nephew was a bit naughty when he was a ute. Any idea? Because he wasn't a pickup truck.
Do you mean the youth
Yes,
with th at the end?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
like we have juniors and seniors.
Yeah, that sounds
When
terrible in English. If you say somebody's a junior, it's like they're at school. And if you say somebody's a senior, we've talked about this before, April, it means they're kind of in a nursing home. And it can also mean they're at school, they're seniors, but senior, we don't tend to use that. Ute is just slang for youth. Okay, normally means a young male, sort of teenage, early 20s youth. Yeah. So ute exists in Australian, but it means pickup truck, and ute in British means a young person. So context is important, and also listening out for the person's accent could help. Oh my God, he's Australian. Oh, he must mean his pickup truck. Okay. And you, April, you'd better bring your togs. What are you going to bring?
Talk?
Your togs. Yeah, bring your togs. Bring your togs. What are you going to bring? Not the kids, no. Nice guess though. Yeah, we don't want
A
that.
vest, maybe a pullover, no?
No, absolutely. We're in Australia. Come on, Monique.
Your swimming suit.
Yes, your swimsuit, not your swimming suit. Your swimsuit or your bikini, your bathing
Swimsuit.
costume, swimsuit, bikini. Basically, we're going to go swimming. Bring your togs, okay? Okay, now who's got the stubbies? Who's got the stubbies? Has anybody remembered the stubbies? What am I asking you to remember? The stubbies. No? Nobody? Yes, beer. Little bottles of beer are called stubbies. And again, that's come across into English. They're small, sort of 2 centilitre bottles of beer, rather than the big half-litre ones you can only buy in Germany. Little small 2.5 centilitre bottles of beer. And they tend to be called stubbies. Well done, April. Stubbies. Okay. And Traum, will you prepare the tucker?
Will I prepare to set the table?
No, I'll write it up. Will you prepare the tucker?
Will you prepare the tucker?
Anybody help out? What's Tram got to do?
Coat the meat to set the table,
Not
to
quite.
to get the chairs out in the garden. I have no idea.
Gosh,
Not
you're going
yet.
to be busy. You're going to be so busy, Traum. And you still haven't got the tucker ready. Rima, what were you going to
Kindling,
say?
maybe to raise a fire, maybe.
No,
to
no, no. It just
kindle-
means get the food ready. Tucker is food. Yeah, well done, April. Yes, you got it. Tucker equals food. Chuck is chicken. Chuck is chicken, which could be part of the tucker. So tucker could be sandwiches, meat, cheese, everything that goes into the food part of the picnic. So we've got the drinks, the stubbies. You've got the esky to put everything in, and then you've got the tucker as well. Some of it goes into the esky, and some of it goes into the picnic basket. Yeah. Okay. Rima, I think you're meant to be at work that day. Could you pull a sickie?
Yes, oh my God.
What am I
you-
asking
you-
Rima to do?
Could you repeat, Lynn?
Yeah, you're meant to be working that day, Rima. Can you pull a sickie? Yes, well done, April. Worrying. Oh, sorry, that's not sick it, a sickie. My typing. Yeah, well done. You pull a sickie, you tell your boss you're sick when you aren't.
Oh, excuse.
Yeah, an excuse, a lie, basically. You pull a sickie. Okay. Okay. And let me see. Reem, hello Reem. It's been yonks since we saw you. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Ages, yeah. Not so much years, but a long
In
time.
ages.
It's been yonks. Yeah, I haven't seen you for yonks. And again, that yonks. Oh, Reem ran away. We're not good to see her for yonks again. I think she's got connection problems, bless. So, yonks. I haven't seen him for yonks. It just means a long time. Yonks is also quite common in English, British English slang now as well. Okay. So it'll be lovely to see you, Traum, Rima, April, Pratik and Monique. We can have a good yak. What are we going to do?
We will have a
They?
good year.
Oh, one at a time, sorry. Traum?
We will have a good year.
A good year? Maybe, but that's not what I said. I hope everybody does have a good year. Monique?
Good day. A good day.
A good day? No. Not a good time either. It's a little bit like a
Party.
good chinwag.
Oh, conversation.
Yeah. Yakety yak. Have you ever heard that song? Yakety yak. Don't look back. Just means to talk. Yakking. If you're yakking, you're talking a lot. And yak is also in British English slang too. Okay, but if there are too many mozzies and if we don't get there in the arvo, then I don't want to hear any whinging. What am I saying?
Complaining.
Yay, well done. To whinge, to complain. To whinge, to complain. And
I think that we had this word.
oh yeah, quite a
in-
lot.
in-
Whinging poms, they call
But-
us. Do you know what a whinging pom is? Who here is a whinging pom? Okay, who in this group is a whinging pom? Who could be described as a whinging pom? Okay, Traum. Yes, you'll find the list in the forum. I'm going to add it to the thread. Okay, so I've got it all on a note card, but I thought I'd put it in the forum instead, because you never find your note cards. Okay, who's a whinging
But
Tom
like the
here?
drama
Any
queen?
idea, April?
Like the drama queen?
Kind of, but more specific than that. Anybody can be a drama queen, but only one person in this group could be a whinging Pom. Why? And who? Monique, any idea who?
Maybe you?
It is me. Why is it me?
Because I'm reading that language.
Because I'm a whingy old bat.
Living in another place and complaining constantly or something.
Complaining constantly and being British. That are the two
Uh-huh.
requirements for being a whinging Pom. So even if any of you are right whingers, okay, it's no good. You can't be a whinging Pom because you're not British, okay? But yes, they do call us, the Australians do call us whinging Poms, which isn't very nice, is it? I think I'll go off and have a little sook now. So, what does that mean, if I'm going to have a little sook?
Sorry, Lynn, but
Oh, yes?
have we had this winch? I think in Riddle Marie.
Very possibly. Don't ask me to
I think that we. Okay.
By the way, I am compiling a list of all the winners and every game we have played, which I will put onto the website, just so that I can remember what we've done when we did it, because it's been so long now. I realised, oh my goodness, I don't know if I've done that word before. Okay, so I'm going to go off now and have a little sook, because you've all been so mean to me. What am I going to do? I'm going to have a little sook. Remembering that I'm a whinging Pom.
Are you going to
Quarrel,
complain?
quarrel.
Not to quarrel, no. I can do this all on my own. To quarrel, you need somebody to quarrel with. But I can be a little sook all on my own. If you call somebody a sook, yeah, don't be such a sook. Don't be such a sook, Lynn. I'm not talking to you.
Don't complain or what?
It means don't sulk. Don't be sulky. So if you hear an Australian calling somebody a sook, it means they sulk a lot. Do you know what it means to sulk? That's the main thing.
No.
Okay. Okay, to complain, to sulk means to be a bit childish, to do something like, well, I'm not going to talk to them anymore, and to be a bit miserable just because of something silly that happened. You go and sulk, or you're sulky, okay? And it's a negative thing to be sulky, yeah? Okay, so you don't want to be called a sook, okay? To sulk means you're just bad-tempered, annoyed, disappointed. Remember disappointed? Disappointment can lead to sulking. And it means, you go off in a huff. I'm using the word huff again. You go off, and I might storm off and go and stand in the corner and refuse to speak to anybody, okay? Because you all drank all the stubbies. And Monique, you could then say, oh, Lynn, come back. Don't be a sook. Don't sulk. You may go to the souk.
Is it party
The souk
pooper
is a different kind of thing, okay, April? And you won't find souks in England. You might find them in Tunisia. There's a good souk there. Is that what you meant, April? The souk?
Yes, that one.
Yes.
In Morocco, for example,
Yeah.
we have one supermarket, small supermarket here, and it calls the souk.
Oh, that must be a bit of a disappointment if people go in expecting. I think souks are fantastic, but a bit scary because you have to barter. I'm not very good at bartering. Okay, so to souk, if you're a souk, you are basically a sulky person, yeah, in a bad mood because of something silly or petty. Okay. Okay, so quite a lot of vocabulary today.
Can you? Oh my gosh.
So
Really?
I'm going to put the link to the Prezi. I'll make some changes to the Prezi as well and add the lingo and dialect as well to the presentation. But I'll also put I'll put a list of these words and a couple of other ones that I haven't covered. But all of that just came in from one trip to the beach for a barbie. Yeah. So it's all relevant, and you can link it all together, just using one topic, all those slang words. And in Australia, as I said, quite often slang is becoming mainstream, part of the mainstream language. So it's none of this not proper English, not proper. It's becoming mainstream. So you will hear it in every walk of life, including in the boardroom, including in, formal situations. So you have to be aware of it. As Shiny quite rightly pointed out once, it's not something you have to use. You don't have to go around trying to pretend to be Crocodile Dundee. In fact, the Australians would probably thank you for not doing so. But when you hear these things, it's important to know what people are talking about. Okay? So I hope you found it useful and fun. And next week we will be talking about something completely different. And hopefully my computer will be working a bit better by next week. Or my router, anyway. I don't know what's gone on there, but something went wrong yesterday. And I'm a little cloud, but it's okay. April, what do you mean again? Again what?
Yeah, you said something is going wrong.
Again.
Again?
Yes. Well, I had an issue with the English radio this morning, and poor Zom was up early to listen to the game, the final English radio game, and she got last week's game. Luckily, I don't know why, but I logged on.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations, Zoom.
What do you mean, Rima? No, she
Have
didn't.
you...
No, it wasn't meant to play.
Did she...
No, it wasn't meant to be playing. It was last week's recording. It was last week's playlist instead of this week's playlist. So hopefully that won't happen again. I had to clear the cache. So I've got definitely got something going on.
She won the game.
No, you
she
haven't.
She won the previous game.
You need to go into the English radio and see who won the previous game. Okay, I've made an announcement there. Okay, so if you took part in last week's game, go and have a look on English radio to see who won. Okay. Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's already got Zompet tearing her hair out. I've not made this one easy. It's the last one. It's going to be a tough one. Okay, but hopefully it's playing now. It seems to be working now since I cleaned the cache. Okay, so thanks a lot for coming. Reem, I'm sorry you haven't got Mike. I don't know why, but it happens sometimes. So I will love you and leave you, and I'll be in a session tomorrow in Kitely, hopefully with a better connection and fully rezzed. Okay? So take care. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Lynn. Bye, everybody.
And bye, everybody.
Video manager, see if the stream is actually streaming. Or is it live streaming? Then I'll know whether it's my connection or if it's just I've balked my computer. No, I can see it. Okay, so if anybody wants to stream to YouTube, so you can just watch it as I go through the Prezi, so to speak. Let me just go into here and close that for now. Here's the stream. Okay, here's the stream to YouTube. So you can do either. You can either watch it yourself as I go through it on Prezi itself, or you can watch it as I go through it on YouTube stream. Okay? So, slang, jargon and swearing. It's a little bit like doing a Venn diagram. I nearly did a Venn diagram and then I thought, well, maybe that would be more confusing. A couple of them can belong together. One doesn't. One is a standalone. Does anybody know which word wouldn't fit in with the other two? Which word stands alone between slang, jargon and swearing? Any idea?
I would say
Swearing.
we stand alone.
Okay, I heard swearing from April. Traum, I didn't hear you. What were you saying?
Yes. I also for swearing. Swearing should stand alone for itself.
Okay. Does everybody agree that swearing stands alone? You can't mix swearing in with the other two?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. Jargon kind of stands alone. Jargon. Jargon is very specialist language and doesn't usually include swearing, whereas slang and swearing often get intermingled because okay, so what you do is you go to walk, run, fly, okay, and there are the forwards arrows, sideways arrows, but next to that there are two arrows up and down which can control your height when you're flying. However, you can also use them to squat when you're walking. So you keep it held down and then you move forwards or backwards. Difficult to show.
Okay, but to use walking mode instead of flying.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to squat that much actually. Looking at your headroom, I think your best bet is really just to accept my teleport. I admire your perseverance, but I don't think it's going to work.
Don't underestimate.
No, I'm just worried about running out of time before we've done anything. Okay, I'm going to send you a teleport. And that should bring you up above.
Okay.
Yeah? So accept the teleport. That should bring you... There you go. Okay. Now, take a chair that nobody's sitting on. I'm not sitting down, so I am totally invisible now. It's weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see you there.
Oh,
cloud
I'm
again.
invisible for me. It's great. I like being the invisible teacher. You never know where I am. If I don't speak, you'll just see a little white dot moving around on the screen. I'm standing behind Traumvelt now and she doesn't know. Okay, I'm going to sit down, so don't sit on me again, Marco. Okay. I don't know why I'm sitting because I haven't even got a body. Anyway, everybody, welcome to the crazy session. And we will, you can go to that and go through the presentation bit by bit, just as I go through it here. Okay. Or you can watch the YouTube presentation, the YouTube stream, if it's working. Not convinced anything's working today, but if it is working, then you can watch the YouTube stream as well. Okay, so it's up to you.
We have talked about why doesn't anything work right now, yesterday, last night with Natasha, and now you get it.
Yeah, well,
And we have to
who did it to me?
Some examples. So this is one of the examples.
Exactly. But sometimes things go wrong. That's it. It's called Murphy's Law. We've talked about Murphy's Law before. Okay. Right, on the Prezi, there is a video which I suggest you watch later if you haven't already seen it. But I'm just going to go through the actual slides in the YouTube stream. Does anybody want the YouTube stream? In fact, I better check that it's actually streaming, hadn't I? If everything's going to go wrong today. I'm worried. I'm a little worried because I was trying to download a kangaroo, a free kangaroo. Have you ever heard of anything so stupid? To upload it into this. I'm thinking, oh, what did I download? Because it didn't work. And now I'm worried I downloaded something naughty. But I'll do a quick fix when we finish this session. Okay, so let me go to my channel. Hear me. Why do I do this to myself? And we were meant to go to Bondi Beach today. I'll give you the coordinates later, maybe. And you can see where we were meant to be. But of course, we're not going to be there because I hate computers. Okay? Anyway, we're going to talk... can anybody remember what I said we were going to do today? Well, let's see if you can remember what I said last week. Pratik, you get a pass because you weren't here. What about you others? What were we going to discuss today?
As far as I know, we will talk about Australia, and you didn't find a nice picture from a kangaroo.
Okay, yes, that's
Slang.
from this week. Short-term memory tick. Long-term memory. Last week. What did I say last week that we were going to?
Last week we were talking about that that we will talk about the slang in Australia.
That's it, yes. Okay, last week we did the, where the bloody hell are you? Which is swearing, okay? No matter what, no matter how common it is, it's still a swear word, bloody. But this week we were going to talk about slang. Now, there are 3 words that people tend to get mixed up. Slang, jargon, and swearing. Okay, and what I've done, if it works, is I've edited a presentation, okay, on this particular topic. Okay, so I'd like to share the presentation with you, because a lot of slang words are sometimes considered swear words, okay, but jargon is something different. So let's go through this, okay. As you can see, the original, I've got the link there if you want to see the original. Seems to be called Slang, Argon and Swearing, so I thought I'd better, yes, do a little bit of editing. Okay, so the meanings. Okay. What do you understand by slang? And do you use slang? Monique?
Sure, I use slang, and let's say that are those maybe expressions that we use with friends, in a maybe informal conversation.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they are part of our daily life, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and especially in the past, there was a real division between slang and what was called proper English. If you look at the original, they actually used the term proper English, but we're much more relaxed about language now than we used to be. And often, especially in Australia, slang and proper English can kind of get mixed up. You'll find slang everywhere. But it's informal language, not part of the standard vocabulary. You've only got to look at dictionaries, though, to see how slang has become part of everyday language, because the slang there used to be separate slang dictionaries. Honestly, I can remember it was one of the most popular dictionaries at school, looking up rude words. But